Right, welcome back to FSL Vietnam qualifiers. I'm Spoots, this is Hungry. We're here for, I forgot their names, WAF and Drama Queens. There we go.
So this is the second game, of course.
Yep.
Drama Queens on the blue side. They're very smart. They already picked away the Ari
Yep.
and locked the Shen out, so that's going to be banned. And this is an interesting picks and bans as we go in because we see Leona, we see Fiora. Yeah, got some changes to Leona in 9.14, so now she
Alright.
has flat damage reduction. And Fiora is one of those pesky counter picks that people tend to pick up.
I think both teams you can see that they're going for a bit of 1-4. You got Fiora, you got Fiora. I think whoever wins that matchup will have control of the side lanes and will be able to push and create a bit more pressure in them.
Yeah, of course, and along those lines, it seems like once again the AD carry pool is getting pinched out.
Yep.
Ash on the red side being banned out, Caitlyn being banned on the blue, Draven once more. Just ban Ezreal, ban Xayah, ban everything that you can. I mean, of course, Xayah being banned out already. There seems to be a focus or a consensus, at least, between FSL Vietnamese teams that AD carry pools want to be limited.
Maybe the thing is that since AD carries aren't actually as impactful as you might want them to be this patch, I think
Right.
maybe if you pinch out the AD carry pool, it's not really too big a deal to these teams. Maybe they're just content with getting their strong side lanes and working from there.
Oh, picking up the Jinx this time for themselves. The previous game, they were the ones that played against it.
Yep.
This time, they locked that in the bot lane. We do see Kai'Sa open still, but against Jinx, that is a very tricky matchup to play into. They haven't secured the bot lane at all in terms of AD carries, so they kind of have to think now what goes well with Leona and how do we play against this Jinx Lulu, which has extremely good peel. No, they will be going for the Kai'Sa. Okay.
I also say Tristana, but I
Yeah.
guess they want to play Kai'Sa. I think that's their comfort. Go for it, I guess.
Kind of tricky though because of how limited you are in range when it comes to the lane. You kind of have to win based off all ins, right?
Yep.
You need to get the stacks of the plasma off, proc them. When it comes to trading, in an extended trade situation, you're just gonna get poked down. So you really have to look for the all ins.
Yeah, I mean, we see
Oh.
the Lily though.
Once more, the Lily being picked up here is getting denied. So
Yeah.
it seems as though Drama Queens, on a whole, watch the previous game. They know what they want to remove and what they want to pick for themselves, and they want to transition into that when it comes into the pick and ban phase. So they get the Ari, they get the Lily, and they ban out the Shen, which is a very core component of their opponent's composition in the previous game.
Yeah, hey, you can ban out you can ban and pick away things that you don't want to play against, but I think at the end of the day, if it comes really down to execution, of course, if you get a hit in a draft, that's certainly an advantage. But I think we haven't seen Drama Queens play. Let's see what they have to offer.
Yeah, right now we will be going to a 3-minute delay, which is why the camera is back on us.
Yep.
This is on the Vietnamese client, the live client, I believe, not the tournament realm. And just to explain a bit of the technical issues that's going down, because we are IP blocked,
Yep.
regionally blocked as well. We can't access the Vietnamese League of Legends client, so we're doing a clean feed stream, which is what we are casting over. So sometimes if the stream bugs out, delays, please forgive us. We are trying our best to sort of absorb and work through all the technical issues.
Yep. Like I said, I think as long as there's a cast, we're good to go, right?
We just need a game,
Yep.
a mic, and some water. That's all we need to cast
Yep.
right now. It's been an interesting day for us so far. I mean,
Yes.
we're at Yahoo doing some interviews, some photo shoots, and now we're at FSL headquarters casting the games. It's going to be a rather extended bunch of weekends as we proceed into the FSL qualifiers. Of course, all this is leading up to FSL Elite. We had FSL earlier this year. It was actually a really, really good response rate coming in. I'm excited to see how FSL Elite pans out this year. And I don't know if the venue or anything has been released yet, so I'm not going to leak any information.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, but it's going to be good. It's definitely going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about long weekends of league, I'm certainly not complaining.
Oh, yeah. That is one of the best things you can do when you tune into any region. There's League of Legends going on. It's what we love to watch as well. Coming into this, of course, just to go through the format once more, it is a best of one,
Yep.
double elimination. So for the previous team, I think it was COA. They dropped into a lower bracket, so they're not doing so hot. They're not doing so
Yeah,
well.
going so hard.
Yeah, they have to win another game to get back, at least move forward in terms of positioning. If they drop another game, well, it's commiserations and see you guys next time.
Hey, thanks for trying, I guess.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but that's the way the game works. The game is the game. The competition
the game is the
the
game.
game is the
Okay,
game.
alright.
Yeah. On the Vietnamese stream, I think earlier we saw Valkyrie, EVO's Valkyrie,
Yep.
beating V Gaming out.
16-2.
Yeah,
quite
16-2, quite a
oh
stomp,
boy.
right? And now they will be playing against Box Ladies, who I do have my eyes on. They are a
Okay.
team sponsored by Box Studios coming in, and previously they did play in the Girl Power Championship last December, I believe. So overall should be a decent matchup. I just did receive word that the final venue for FSL Elite has been released on the Facebook page. It's going to be at Comex Singapore, which is at the Suntec Convention Hall, I believe, in September this year.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that will be a big event. That will be really, really fun. So we're looking forward to that. Fingers crossed that all the teams that proceed forward are able to make it. It will be exciting.
luck.
Yeah, right. It will be an exciting day of League of Legends if everyone turns up. Last year's, or rather earlier this year, we did hold it at the Singtel Com Center in the basement. So that was pretty fun as well. Singtel Recreational Center. Yeah, that's what it's
And the
called.
base. Oh, I was like, wait.
I kid
you're
you not, the
holding-
venue is amazing, right? It's just that there's this super troll thing that happens. You don't get any cell phone reception
Okay.
unless you are Singtel. It's the most troll thing ever. So you have to connect to the Wi-Fi there, otherwise you just don't use your phone.
All right. Okay.
you should experience it once for yourself. It's really troll.
I'm Singtel. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, okay, then you're fine.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not
You-
sponsored.
our sponsors though are on the sort of screen behind us. You can
Yeah,
see.
oh.
Yeah, we're just squeezing out.
Yeah.
So once again, thank
Great
you. Yeah.
guys, go buy their stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
once again, thank you to our sponsors. I think Dreamcore and Super Solid have been very supportive of local esports.
Yeah.
As far as I am concerned, I've been looking at a lot of the local production and the streams, and they've been trying their best to pitch in and help out. So thanks once again to all our sponsors, and not to neglect anyone else that I haven't mentioned. It's not that I'm preferential; it's just based on personal past experience.
Okie dokie.
Alright, we are into the loading screen, so this should be a relatively quick transition into the game soon. Once again, guys, I am your play-by-play for today, Hungry Cass, and alongside me is Spootslow. You can follow us on Twitter if you want to, and don't forget to follow the FSL page as well on Facebook, Twitter, and all the other social media outlets, as we will be updating our schedules and the progression of the tournament as it goes on.
Right, well, we should be getting in the game soon. Ooh, pretty skins on your screen right now.
Look at the keystones coming in. This is
Alright.
relatively interesting because we see the Conqueror Fiora as opposed to the Klepto. So I know some top lane players, they're like, well, Klepto is the more greedy option. But Conqueror does signal to me that they definitely want to play the side lanes more. They want to play this split push, 1v1 style, honor amongst gentlemen, we will spar between each other only style.
And I think if you're going against the Yorick, you're always going to look for a bit of skirmishes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go for the Klepto, that's maybe not the best sort of value. I think gold generation takes less priority than keeping yourself alive. So I think Conqueror is definitely the better choice here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Jumping into game. Our Observer is a very remote access pal from Vietnam who's like doing this on his own side. So God bless his soul. Unfortunately, our own Observer for today had to. How do I put this kindly?
We love
Return
you,
home.
Casey.
Yeah, we love you, Casey.
We love
Sorry,
you,
man.
Casey.
Got sent home, unfortunate, but life goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry. We still have a bunch of other FSL days to look out for. Right, we are into
Yep.
game on the red side. It's gonna be WAF.
Looks like a 4-stack in the bot side for Drama Queens though.
Alright. Looking for this early cheese, and why not? Because you do have the Leona. You do have the Ari.
Actually, just might be going for standard again.
Okay. Meanwhile here, this Fiora sitting in the river will spot out the Jarvan and immediate question mark pings. I feel
no.
like this is sort of common knowledge, right? That's why the taunt is going down.
Yeah, we talked a bit about the Jarvan Nidalee matchup last game.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Nidalee has hit spears, Jarvan EQ, you're in, you get a gank. I think we certainly still have to look at that dynamic in this game. Because junglers are definitely going to be very, very pivotal in securing that 1-4 matchup in the top lane.
Not to mention when it comes to mid laners, up to level 6, they are both immobile.
Yeah.
Although, Ari has that Spirit Rush at level 6, Annie has the instant all-in capability, right? Level 6, you hit the stun of the Tibbers, you could actually all-in the Ari pretty reasonably, which is why, there's some respect cleanse being picked up.
Yeah, one might think that maybe they did pick the Annie as a an sort of answer to the Ari. Ari sort of excels in more extended fights. Sure, she can burst you, but I think if you burst her first,
Yeah.
her potential for dealing out damage is significantly reduced.
Given the 3 stacks of Spirit Rush, the style of the champion is pretty much, kite in, kite out, try to get the cooldowns done and sort of reset off that. CS being missed is a fuse bat in the mid lane. A cheese gang coming in, level 2, got a lot of damage down, having to burn the flash already. Oh, the recall being used to BM, dodging the spear right to the side there is the Annie that will get out, but will burn 2 summer spells as well.
I mean, if she didn't recall, I don't think she would have had to use the
Oh,
barrier.
man.
So BM may not have been the best option for her right there.
I say style points definitely given over to the mid laner of WAF though.
But you know, practicality points is
Speaking of the all-in, not really hitting the W, will miss out a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the Ignite coming in after the heal doesn't supplement enough damage. It's a bit unfortunate the Void Seeker didn't connect, was blocked out by a minion. Having said, the damage coming down across and on the top side, Jarvan no mana getting caught out in the river.
Yep. Oh, okay.
There you go, first blood being picked up somehow, I think walking back in. The Jinx, a bit unfortunate, having to burn the heal, but still keeping hold of the flash will mean that first blood goes the way of Drama Queens.
She had already burned the heal, you know, in the first fight. So I'm not sure what happened there, but maybe if she was a little bit more, I don't know, perceptive, I guess, she could have just flashed out, kept herself alive.
Yeah, didn't respect the all-in from the Leona. I think that would have been the cause of the death.
Yep.
That being said, 500 gold ahead are the Drama Queens on the blue side, and they're looking pretty dominant. Oh, hold on, a lot of damage down. You know, top side trades coming in once more. Fiora getting locked inside the baby cage.
Yeah, you really have to respect the damage the Void Seeker is able to put out, especially earlier on in the game. Some players just don't expect to be chunked by that ability.
And similar to, you know, a Nautilus support, Leona is very capable of landing stacks of plasma very quickly as well. With her EQ, you can actually get up to 2 stacks very quickly, and then Void Seeker adds another 2, and then you auto for the detonation. That's an execution sort of style of play in the bot side.
Yeah, meanwhile, if you're just getting harassed in the top side, it's a big fuse Batman when you're playing against the Yorick. Oh, he has mana, but luckily I think Yorick, you know, mana's going down already, nearly coming up for a gank.
Trying to land the spears, finally connects it onto the Yorick who has no mana, has to flash away, but chasing down is the Nilly. Auto attack is not enough, the spear dodged away and barely getting out is the Nilly. Not enough damage coming through from the side of Drama Queens will mean that the Yorick on the top side gets out scot-free.
I like that this Nilly is going for early ganks. Unfortunately, some of them haven't been really the most, you know, fruitful. Has burnt a few summer spells, but hasn't actually found much success in finding kills. But still, summoning spells, maybe you can just come back up for another gank later on.
Yeah, this is a window for her to re-attack the mid lane and the top side, considering the summoner spells have been blown. Like you mentioned, in the mid lane is the Nilly. Looking for the charm though, might just signal that this fight should break out. Tossing the spear while the Annie backs off. You know, the bot side getting zoned out as the duo of WAF.
Yeah, take a look. Nilly has been spotted in the top side, so Jarvan's just going to have free reign over the bot side here. Going to be taking Scuttle Crab on your minimap, maybe trying a few ganks. Oh, he's actually trying gank.
Yeah, won't find a ward here with the Scribe's Bloom, so instead just gonna clear the vision out for a repeat gank, possibly later on. Nilly has not recalled just yet, but doing a full clear of her jungle. Meanwhile, Jarvan with the early recall gets the Hunter's Talisman in his inventory. This was an early control ward you can see placed on the blue buff. Leona roaming up to the river to get some vision down, and early priority has been secured by Drama Queens here.
Yep, we do see the junglers actually hanging around the mid lane a lot. I think both of them really want to get their mid laners a hit. Obviously, I think whoever builds some more damage has greater burst potential and therefore has greater chance to win, you know, a quick skirmish.
Right.
So yeah, both junglers, they know where they have to be, trying to get their laners hit.
Speaking of laners, there is a sort of CS discrepancy that's starting to form, especially in the bot lane when the Kai'Sa is, you know, considerably 7 CS ahead and starting to build a wave. So a small window for her to go for an all-in if she wants to when she gets the level.
Yeah, the early kill
Yeah,
to
right?
the Jinx has really
That's not what you want!
yeah. Benefit.
Topside using the Maiden of the Isles to prop the damage forward. The tricky thing about this level 6 on for Fiora is that she's basically going 1v2, right? Whenever Yorick uses ultimate. And now they start to chunk her out with the passive coming in from the Maiden of the Isles.
Yeah, this is just, you know, the daily life in laning against Yorick. You just get poked and poked and poked and poked, and suddenly Maiden comes up and get it. So
They shot in as well. This should signal that Nilly ought to hit to the top side to relieve the pressure coming in.
Yeah, that's something else you have to take note of. Nidalee is level 4 right now. Against Maiden and Yorick, there is a chance that he will be able to 1v2.
And 1v2 he shall as Nidalee approaches to the top side. Finally hits level 5, but very low already, the Fiora, in terms of health. Having to back off and respect the damage coming in, but taking 2 tower shots is a bad play. The spear not really connecting though, as the heal primal surge coming in is going to keep him popped up. That's the damage, and that's the kill. Finally going the way of Fox, punished from the turret shots in the top side.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a misplay by the Yorick. You don't really want to hack the turret by the mid lane though.
Tiber's coming out, the cleanse being used for some strange reason despite no stun or CC coming through. Remember that this Annie not packing Ignite either means that the cleanse was just for show, and he will have to use the Spirit Rush to get out. So both ultimates blown and Summoner Spell being used by the Ahri.
Yeah. Ooh,
Great steal from the Jarvan and EQing across, but meanwhile the damage coming through, they've aggroed the dragon. That's not what you want, buddy. Leaning forward, already using the Q from the Icathian Rain to finish the kill.
Drama Queen's already quite a sizable lead right now, about 1.2k a hit. Are they going for the end? Actually, pretty worth if you're going for Ocean Drake this early on in the game.
Right.
Can actually really help with the sustain in lane.
Especially in the top side against the Yorick, who is gonna be consistently poking you out. I think the Ocean Drake has a lot more value in that sense.
That man needs that Ocean Drake.
Oh, they finally cleared a ward. That's a feels bad. They've been sitting inside for 10-15 seconds and there was a ward inside the whole time.
Maybe he's just like, there's a ward here, guys. Can you clear it, please?
They get priority in the mid lane and bottom lane, so now they will be looking to attempt this dragon take. Jarvan is on the bottom half of the map, so he could definitely spot this one out if he walked over. But with the bot laners recalling, this does mean that they shouldn't be taking this fight.
Yep, looks like WAF is moving into the jungle. Perhaps they want to try to set up a bit more of a vision line. We praised their vision last game. We aren't really seeing them, you know, put down that vision line this game. I think maybe it's Drama Queen's having a bit more vision control ability. But I would like to see them be a bit more competitive here.
We have to remember though, the reason they had such an aggressive and dominating vision line in the previous game was because they were, well, to be fair, quite far ahead.
Yep.
This time it's Drama Queens with the early lead, and the punishment coming through does mean that the vision can't be so simply established. They're gonna have to battle for every speck of vision that they want to secure.
Also, take a look at the minimap. It's actually pretty dark if you're WAF. At least, you know, set a bit of a defensive vision line. But you can see on the map,
there's only 2 wards towards the bottom half of the jungle that's being extended out. So they will only see entrance from that path. Meanwhile here, oh,
hello, observer.
Alright.
I think he's trying to point out that Jarvan's in that bush.
Alright, so yeah, there might just be a Jarvan there, we won't know, but checking this bush out, Beamo has to be careful clearing out the control ward. Alright.
Alright, Jarvan, is he there?
Using the EQ will not find the Jarvan though, instead gonna leash over to the Lulu. Great dodge away from the damage coming in. Now they turn their sights over to the Jarvan, who's gonna fall instantly. We're rushing forward, here comes the Ahri. Might not be sufficient though, the damage not enough. Mihawk getting stuck in the wave. Unfortunate, the Super Mega Death Rocket not gonna confirm the kill either. Offside though, using the Maiden of the Mist, trading the damage across Repulse. Isn't gonna stun him up. This is a poor situation for the Fiora, but here comes the Annie. On the bot side is danger on both sides of the map. On the top half though, Fiora still trading back and forth. She will fall to the Yorick, and here comes the Annie for the counter kill. Using the damage and the CC, the plasma might be enough. The Icathian Rain, the heal. No, she's cutting back. The Ignite is gonna give the shutdown over. And the Leona is stuck in no man's land as the rest of the team is chasing down and trying to get the kill. Not enough range, not enough mana, she gets out.
And at first, we really have to praise Dairy Queens, Drama Queens, for being able to do that and start out the endgame very strongly. But WAF is able to come in and clean up with a very clean performance.
Here comes the Nilly. She's looking for the damage though. It might not be enough. Fiora chasing down. No, it's gonna go the way of the Nilly. No assist whatsoever either. And you have to remember at the start of that fight, there was no Nilly present in the bottom half, so it wasn't Ahri roaming down. At the end of the day, it did get matched out when the Annie joined in. And WAF, despite very preemptive moves, will sort of close the goal gap to a 1000.
That, I'm gonna admit that Kaisa ultimate was
pretty sick.
Pretty clean.
Yeah.
Pretty clean, yeah.
Cataclysm, nah man, I'm out of here.
Out of here.
Taking stock of the situation, let's take a look at the items here.
Sure, I mean, if you want to talk about items, I think Kaisa right now, well, with like what was the 1.5 items compared to the Jinx, you know, semi-built IE. Let's go with that. It's quite
Good chunk though on the mid lane Annie, and this is the problem when the RE is a hitch. You can walk up and try and fish for charms, and if they do connect, it's a chunk of damage down onto your health.
Yeah, but what I really want to focus on right now is still, you know, the items. I think the discrepancy between the Kai'Sa and the Jinx is so apparent. I think Jinx really just has to farm out right now, because if you try to go for a skirmish with Kai'Sa, you're just gonna lose flat out. Period.
Yeah, if we're looking at gold's difference as a graph, Kai'Sa's gold is like a HDB, right? And Jinx's gold is like a very low bungalow. If we're looking at height, right, it's not in terms of how they're performing. And with the Storm Razor, it's such a huge, massive power spike that allows them to skirmish so much better in the bot side.
You can see that taking place right now. You see that they have been pushed up in their bot side for quite a while now. We want to see if Jarvan is going to be able to go in for a gank, but again, look at
the minimap isn't being really. Rather, we didn't really see it over there on our screen, but on the minimap, Jarvan did have the EQ away from the Nidalee. The vision line being set up, as you pointed out, pretty strong here coming in. You can see even with the traps as well, revealing so much fog of war on the minimap is so good for drama queens here. Yeah, not dairy queens. Drama queens.
Okay. It's DQ. It's DQ. It's in my head now.
Right.
All right.
This is like the time on CL you're doing like national poly.
We're really gonna go down this path right now. Okay.
And he has to be careful in the mid lane. Still has the barrier up, using the Pro Belt just to clear the wave out. Meanwhile, Fiora in the top half is happy just pushing out against the Yorick.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at this downtime. Let's look at the boards. Again, I think we really have to give kudos to Drama Queens for, again, setting up that vision line, because they know that their bot lane is pretty ahead. They want to dissuade the enemy jungler from going in for any ganks. So the ward line is actually pretty effective, even if they're not actually spotting any enemies.
Yeah, and the ward line also does sort of protect the bot lane from any aggression coming in, because there is major choke points being warded out. Any exit path that Jarvan takes towards the bot side. Hold on here, Solar Flare onto the AD carry, might just go down here. Come on, attack should finish her off, and they're looking for the Lulu now, who has saved the wild growth for herself. Scumbag support might not live through this, as the pocket watch has been used to keep her alive. The Leona is going to pick this one up, and it's a double kill for the Kai'Sa. Not using the wild growth to keep the AD carry alive is a questionable move at best, but DQ in the bottom side taking huge advantages.
Yeah, that's a huge advantage over the Kai'Sa. Giving her about, what, 600 gold? That's gonna be almost another complete item.
Now, top side, Nidalee getting focused down as our camera pans over to the Jinx. I want to see the Nidalee, not the Jinx. Okay, they're looking at the Jarvan now. As she gets focused down by the Fiora, the Q might just be enough. Super Mega Death Rocket not finding its target means that they might just be able to turn this fight around with the Q from the Fiora Grand Challenge. And that's a double kill for the Fiora, who manages to proc all the stacks and get her teammate back to full.
We weren't able to really see, the start of that fight, but I think if you're WAF, you're sort of fighting off a bit more than you can chew, fighting mid lane.
Getting stunned up, immediate cleanse and Spirit Rush away, and now we can see why she picked up that Summoner spell for good in the mid lane. Trying to go for the all-in, missing a charm is a bit of a death sentence in the mid lane. You kind of have to use everything to get out. Nevertheless, still out safe, while the top side and the bottom side take advantage of this.
Yeah, let's take a step back again. We see the Fiora now being able to take the top side turret, and what this does is allow for a bit more pressure to come from that side of the map. It frees up their Nidalee to push up a bit of the wards, and then go look for another advantage in other lanes.
Yeah, with the top side being shoved up, this also indicates that Rift Herald is free for the taking. Might as well walk over, pop in, and grab the objective for yourself. The vision line spread is so deep though. I just want to add on to your point. Look at the Raptor cannon, the control ward just behind it, and that is going to start this chain of vision control that DQ want to execute.
Yeah, there's a bit of a free real estate. They even moved their bot laner up.
They don't care, man. They're just like, well, we can take whatever we want. We're this far ahead now. 5k. Remember when I said, well, the player on the bot side close to go get to 1k? They opened against them.
Yeah, and you can really tell that Drama Queens, they really want to open up their map. That's why they've brought their bot lane to the mid lane. They want to take down that mid turret so that they can spread that vision deeper into the enemy jungle.
And opening up the mid tier 1, if you do destroy the objective, it opens up the jungle, you get your vision down, it forces the opponents to face check into you, and that's not what they want to do when there's a Leona, when there's an Ahri, when there's a Lily. They're all looking to make these immediate snap picks in your jungle.
It's a bit more of a slow strangling feeling. You take the first two towers from the side lanes, then you take the mid lane, then if you're WF, you don't really have any objectives you can try to contest. You can't really do anything except for try to catch waves and hope DQ makes a mistake that you can capitalize on.
And traditionally, you send the jungle tank top lane to journey into the jungle to get some vision down. Just slow the soul and having to slash away. Solar Flare not really finding its target.
Yeah, you did bring up the point of setting the jungler and your top lane to the enemy jungler to face check.
Right.
But if you're this Yorick, you don't have a Trinity Force. You're just gonna die to this Fiora.
Having to flash away, and the Jarvan as well. Building Warrior Enchantment means he's not really tanky, doesn't have much health to play with. Neither of these frontliners, air quotation marks, can really walk into the jungle to get vision.
Yeah, I mean, okay, let's... Oh,
he's going for the all-in.
man.
This is a very, very dead Yorick. Even using the Q lunge there for the style points on top of it to get the reset on the health bar.
Yeah, and now Fiora's just going to bully him a lot. I mean, okay, here we go again.
Here we go. Using the kill instinct flashing away now is the Kai'Sa, but here comes a bit of a mistimed reinforcement. A great charm landing on the Lulu means that they have to back this one out though. Growth used on top of Annie to keep her alive. I felt like that was DQ playing with their food a little bit, mistiming the engages in the mid lane. Nevertheless, they still get Ocean Drake on top of that, so double Ocean. You can stay in mid lane, just heal up, and start sieging.
You can stay in any lane and just heal up. I mean, okay, what point was I talking about? Yeah, okay, no, okay.
The two
Yorick,
tanks, yes.
Yorick, he's finally got his Trinity Force. This is one of his item breakpoints. Maybe they can go for something. I don't know if he can fight the Fiora, but
it still looks like a Fuse bad moment because Fiora, in terms of levels, is 2 levels ahead, right? In terms of summoner spells, it's equal, sure. It's teleport versus teleport. No ignite advantage whatsoever. Sure, that Yorick, he has flash. But the thing also is that in terms of keystones, this is where the major difference exists. We're talking about Conqueror versus Klepto. Conqueror when you're hit is so devastatingly hard to deal with.
Take a look, Fiora's actually drawing the attention of the Lulu and earlier the Jarvan 4. So the question now really is, where does Drama Queen want to spend that their early pressure?
Right.
Do they want to force it down the bot lane? We'll have to see, I guess. Quite though.
On the top side, the lunge will proc the Grand Challenge, and I'm not even surprised that the Yorick's gonna fall Mila in the jungle. Oh, great Void Seeker to find the kill. The Lulu. The stun though will catch the single nearly out as the Ahri oversteps the boundaries, and Kenny rather gets popped immediately. This is what we're talking about. The vision denial in the jungle forces people to face check, and with that, DQ find their picks.
Yeah, we focus a lot on the top lane matchup, but the truth is here that the rest of DQ, the 4 stack is actually also pretty fed, so they are able to just run at WAF and run them over.
Yeah, the amount of CC is so devastating as well. Coming in from the Leona, coming in from the Ahri. The moment you land a single skill shot, everyone else just piling on top of you, and then you just grey screen within the next 2 seconds. Top side, Observer isn't showing us, but Fiora is drawing a lot of pressure away from the opponent.
Yeah, the main tower is just free.
This is what you love to see if you're on a solo queue team, right? Your top laner, who is a split pusher, is doing magnificently well, draws pressure away, and you can do whatever you want on the rest of the map.
Yeah, definitely, but we have to give credit to Lily. She gave the Fiora the repeated 2 ganks, which was the reason that she's able to now be this top lane split pushing monster.
Yeah, we saw the focus was completely different from the Jarvan. In fact, playing towards the bot side a bit more, sure, they kind of reduced this gap between the Jinx and Kai'Sa. But at the end of it, the Fiora popped off, and now we're at this game state where DQ is 9k ahead, 20 minutes in, with everything on the map available for them to take.
Here's my question to you though. Other than the the bot lane gank that Jarvan was trying to do from the bot lane bush, can you actually remember him doing anything else on the map that's worthy of noting?
I personally think that this was a lower impact Jarvan as compared to what you expect. The tempo from the Lily was ridiculously high. Remember, she did go for a level 2 cheese gank path onto the Annie. And that's not something you generally see on a Lily player, right? It's something you expect from Jarvan, not so much Lily. And because the tempo was not matched, Jarvan wasn't in a position to sort of reply all these Lily plays coming in.
Alright, we do see Ahri in the bot lane. I think she was trying to go for the Jinx, but no, she just tries to back off now.
just need to get the wave up so they can re-establish their position control once more. Observer showing us that there's really nothing much in the jungle in the way of vision. You can see that most of the wards have expired, save for a couple of control wards in the bushes.
Take a look though, DQ is just chilling out in WAF's jungle. They don't really have to worry about any sort of injuries because they have the wards and WAF don't. So now if you're WAF, you really have to start investing in those wards. Sure, maybe you hit your items a little slower, but
at least you don't get picked off.
Exactly.
Right now, not a single control ward in sight for WAF, and the basics are there for DQ. You could see the split push 1-4 coming in. This is your classic split pusher Baron play. You send a single vet member to the bottom side, try to draw pressure away from the opponents, and with 2 members going down in the bot lane, WAF have signaled that, hey, you know, maybe there's no one that's going to be contesting Baron, DQ can start it.
Yeah, it's a bit late though. They were trying to take the red buff while the Fiora was pushing the bot lane down.
Oh, that's
so
a question mark play.
There was a little waste of pressure that they gained earlier.
So they're going to start this one up. There is a Leona just up with the W, but the Jarvan here sitting on the side might just get picked off, getting spotted out here and getting stunned up. Immediate cleanse coming through, and the Solar Flare is going to find the Jarvan. They're finding the kills here as the Killer Instinct is used by the Kai'Sa preemptively to jump in. She's getting focused out and town out, will get shut down by the Yorick, but the rest of the team around this Yorick is getting popped and blown up, having to flash away, or rather flash in to chase down. This Yorick isn't really going to go anywhere with the damage coming in. It should be enough to secure the kill.
And that's a 3-4-1. You take a look at the minimap. The bot lane Jinx and Lulu are busy dealing with the Fiora. You can't take those kinds of fights, especially when you're this far behind. The score is now 17-4. I find it very difficult for WA to come back.
Yeah, look at the goal difference being shown here between the 80 carries. It's a whopping 4,000 in the mid lane. My goodness, it's 1,500 in favor of the Ari. Hold on, engage here. Great flash being used in the Wild Growth to keep her alive. But the rest of the team are here to pile on, and the Charm Connector and Jarvan. That's a very dead Jarvan the 4. Being alive for a couple seconds longer, the exhaust. You have to think there's a couple seconds late here.
Yeah, but in the end, DQ managed to all get out of the fight. Fiora's still at the bot lane, busy pushing. So
oh man.
What?
Oh man, see you later, Eddie. Getting CC'd up. This is a
wait.
Fighter with the Timbers, chasing forward. Might be able to get the resets here though. The Jinx is getting zoned away by the Ari. Have to be careful with the resets coming in. Flashing with the post, or rather the launch will get the kill onto the Jinx, and now they move towards the top inhibitor itself.
But take a look, the OB are showing us that, or they were showing us that Jinx was about 3k gold behind you, Kai'Sa. If you're that far behind on the Jinx, you really just have to play safe. I don't think stepping out that far was a good idea.
Mate, that's double BF sword and a dagger. That's how far behind you are, and you can't play that aggressively. Even when they were on the verge of getting the reset for the Jinx, you could see that she wasn't in a position to do enough damage to get the kill.
Alright, DQ here actually taking the smart move and resetting. Actually, I'm lying. They're actually going in again.
Oh, they don't care, man. They're looking for the kill. The Jarvan will almost get finished off the lunge. Just sit there waiting for the death. There's nothing much you can do about that. Unfortunate. Feels bad.
Well, it turns out when you're 13k gold to hit, you don't need to reset.
You just sit and wait for Ocean Drake to heal you.
Yeah, and now they have a 2-man advantage. They might actually start the Baron.
Yeah, Jarvan is still looking at a gray screen in the respawn chamber, 20 seconds on the jungler for WAF, and then quickly a free Baron being picked up by DQ with the Kai'Sa. Gonna make short work of this as he smites it away and secures it for the blue team.
Yep, and now they choose reset, which, you know, where do they want to spend this pressure? Maybe they go in the bot lane and try to take another inhibitor, or maybe just try to force up the top lane and end the game from there.
My answer is just end the game outright. Look at the items coming in, just a huge amount of buys with everyone that's concerned. The CR is 3 items ahead, jeez.
Kai'Sa just hit her, what's that? Gwinsu, yes.
Yeah.
Gwinsu is Gwinsu, guys. I think, honestly, if they run
This
down...
is QWE evolve for Kai'Sa.
Oh!
Yeah.
If they just run down mid lane, I don't think WA can stop them.
Oh sorry, no W evolve until she gets the Zhonya's Hourglass or the Nash's Tooth. So this is still QE evolve, but the focus is sort of shifted. You kind of become a tank buster right now.
Still pretty formidable against any sort of...
Dude, if you're this far ahead,
yeah.
you could build like Trinity Force for all I care. You just let your team do the work. You just get the plasma stacks and the executes coming in.
True.
Split their focus right now though between 3 lanes. A 1-3-1 coming in. They're shoving the wave with the Baron up cannon minions. So the Baron up super minions on the top side.
Quick, he's distracted. Go in, guys. Come on.
The Yorick chasing down a Nelly. Oh man, that is a weird situation to find himself in. Meanwhile, Jarvan getting engaged upon by the Fiora with 3 members behind. She doesn't really care. She's going in once more. Kai'Sa with the killer instinct finds the Lulu and they're still chasing for the kills. A double for the Fiora, looking for the triple, opting to back off instead with the lunge to secure the inhibitor. It's gonna be a Zhonya's Hourglass being used very preemptively by the Annie, or rather Tellight. It's gonna be the stopwatch, but the Kai'Sa will not get the kill off the back. 3 inhibitors down. A very dire situation for WAF. They find themselves now dropping into the lower bracket as DQ, the seeded team coming in, makes a very dominant statement about their position in FSL.
It turns out they don't even need to all 5 group and run down mid. It turns out one Fiora can just run up the bot lane, kill two of their members, and end the game outright.
That's the Fed Fiora moment where she's staring down the barrel of the gun. 4 members opposite, and she's like, I think I could take this. Lunges into the Jarvan, gets the kill, gets the reset, and goes in again.
Take a look, 8-1 and 12. I think this Fiora really deserves the MVP, but we have to give a bit of an honorable mention to the Nidalee for setting it up.
Right. I think the early ganks in mid and top side did do its work in terms of blowing summer spells and getting the pressure that they needed. So all credits to Dairy Queens, Drama Queens,
for
finding themselves advancing further in FSL and moving one step closer to qualifying for FSL Elite.
WF do have another chance to come back though, dropping into the
lower
losers
bracket.
A lower bracket, sure.
We don't use that word here. It's lower bracket. Man.
Right.
Yeah, they are in the lower bracket, so they will be looking to play for another chance at redemption as the brackets move forward. For now, guys, we will be going for a short break. Stay tuned to the stream. We'll be coming back on the next set of games. Of course, we'll try to update what the next matches are on the stream. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.